Isn't that awesome? Welcome, Yale School of the Environment, class of 2025, friends and family. I want to welcome everyone to our commencement for the class of 2025 graduates for the Yale School of the Environment. I want to welcome parents, grandparents, families, and friends who are able to join us to celebrate the incredible accomplishments of these graduates. A special thank you to our banner bearer, Alyssa Huntington, and our student marshals, Daniel Morgan, Ananya Rayo, Sophia Roberts, and Leah Snavely. It's a real pleasure to have you all with us today. Today is the best day of the academic year, the culmination of countless hours of hard work and commitment. It's the day when we celebrate and formally acknowledge the achievements of the class of 2025. I'd like to begin by sharing with you the incredible accomplishments the 2025 class has achieved. Today we celebrate the 11 students who have successfully completed their doctoral studies. These students explored a broad array of critical research questions, and I'll list them for you, including biodiversity and human health in an urban era, urban waterways in India's thirstiest city, a global analysis of the urban effect on the thermal environment, an expert analysis of the future of the global food system, plant soil feedbacks in a Sri Lankan rainforest, people's influence on forest structure in a Sri Lankan rainforest, evolutionary history and how freeze-tolerant vertebrates adapt to climate change, how variation in wildlife affects ecosystem function, how soil microbes affect biogeochemistry and ecosystems, how big sagebrush plant communities respond to climate change, and the distributional considerations of climate economics. These doctoral scholars really exemplify the exciting interdisciplinary research taking place at the Yale School of the Environment. We are incredibly proud of you all and are so grateful for the wonderful work you will continue to do to provide knowledge and leadership for our world. Let's recognize the doctoral students. We celebrate the 13 graduates receiving the degree of Master of Forestry. 6 receiving the degree of Master of Forest Science. 99 receiving the degree of Master of Environmental Management. And 18 receiving the degree of Master of Environmental Science. Our students are the tangible results of our partnerships. We have 6 graduates receiving joint master's degree with the Yale School of Management, 1 with the Yale School of Engineering and Applied Science, 4 with the Divinity School, 1 with the Yale School of Architecture, 3 who are joint with Tsinghua University, 3 with their Juris Doctorate from the Elizabeth Haub Law School at Pace University, and 1 from the Vermont Law School. All of you who are receiving your degree today have accomplished a great deal. It was hard to matriculate into this school, and we have expected a lot of you. In turn, you have given a tremendous amount academically and to our community. You've worked hard, learned from our faculty, challenged us to learn as well, and learned from each other. You are all extraordinary, smart individuals. You have earned our respect, and you deserve our congratulations. Congratulations. Graduates and guests, the faculty is the heart and soul of an academic institution. The faculty members here in our school are truly internationally renowned for both their creativity and their impact in developing new knowledge and new approaches to solving environmental problems. Our faculty also serve the state, the region, the nation, and the world in bringing their scholarship to inform solutions. No other school of the environment or similar school in the world has this distinguished a faculty. They have engaged these graduates in learning, have guided them in developing their own analyses of environmental challenges, and have guided them in pursuit of their own leadership styles. In addition to rigorous classroom studies, the faculty took these students to many places, to Brazil, Panama, Peru, Rwanda, Sierra Leone, Yellowstone National Park, Georgia, and many other countries and U.S. states to engage in environmental work. Graduates, I know how much you appreciate the efforts of our faculty. It's a great pleasure for me to work with this faculty. Faculty, please stand and be recognized for your incredible contributions to the planet, to Yale, and to these graduates. I'd like to give a special recognition at this time to 3 long-term faculty members who've given decades of their careers to our school as scholars, teachers, and impactful leaders who are retiring next month. Professor Gabe Benoit has been here for 34 years as an environmental chemist. Professor Tim Gregoire has been here for 27 years as a forest statistician, and Professor Robert Mendelson has been here 41 years as an environmental economist. They have mentored students graduating here today, and scores of alumni owe their careers to these professors. Let's give them a round of applause. And graduates, as you all know, the staff is an incredibly important part of the School of the Environment. From the moment you graduates submitted your applications, to every trip you took, and each classroom and each event, to every bit of software you used, the staff supported you. The Development Office found ways to get scholarship support for an astounding 81% of you. The Student Affairs team and Academics Affairs team listened to you with grace and responded to crises with aplomb and empathy. The career and professional development staff help you develop career strategies that align with your passion and strengths, has helped you find internships and jobs, and will continue to help you find them. The Alumni Office has welcomed you as new alumni and took you to Great Mountain Forest this last week for some wonderful time together. And they will support you as a tight community long into the future. The staff organized this entire event under the leadership of Melanie Quigley with Lori Lombardo, Lauren Horner, and Carlos Rosario. In short, the staff has done and will continue to do all that they possibly can to support you. I know that you would like to thank every one of them. YSC staff, please stand and be recognized. All of you. Graduates, all of you succeeded because of your hard work and because of the support from your parents, partners, or spouses, and your friends and your families. These are individuals who have invested their hearts in you, gave you advice and support of all kinds. Families today have traveled, some from near and some from very far, and some virtually, to celebrate and share their pride in you from all over the U.S. and from 29 countries, which is just amazing. Let me give you a sense for how amazing this is. We have families here, and I'm just going to read the first half, from Afghanistan, Bangladesh, Bhutan, Brazil, Canada, China, Colombia, Costa Rica, the Dominican Republic, Ecuador, Ethiopia, the Gambia, Germany, Ghana, and that's just the first half of the alphabet. I thank all of your families for lending us your student and for supporting them throughout their time here. Class of 2025, I ask you to stand and give recognition to thank all the guests here and the many who are virtual for their support. Graduates, today we celebrate your accomplishments in developing expertise in addressing complex environmental challenges. You will be leaders for change, and soon. I hope you have pride about your degree and your training here at YSC. You've attained an education that has served up truly impactful environmental leaders all over the world, and you've attained a truly remarkable credential. I hope you wield that credential carefully and with humility. Remember that this is a time at which many people across the world have great distrust in science, in higher education, and particularly elite institutions such as ours. And this is now an estimated half the US citizens. You will engage with those who feel that way, and I know that you can build bridges toward collaborative solutions through respecting, listening, and through seeing the good in others. We put our faith in you to lead us into a future where expertise is critical and trusted. You will be leading us just as our nearly 6,000 YSC alumni are leaders all over the world and are making a difference in NGOs and state and local and national governments and universities and companies and local communities. The sheer enormity of the capital you represent in intellect, knowledge, creativity, passion, energy, resourcefulness, and support for one another is immeasurable. Imagine the places that you are going. Our doctoral students will move on to a variety of new adventures as they leave Yale. These include postdoctoral positions at the Institute for Sacred Music here at Yale, at Princeton University, at the American Museum of Natural History, at University of California, Santa Cruz, at ETH Zurich in Switzerland, and the University of Missouri. They include research scientist, scholar positions at Royal Melbourne Institute of Technology in Australia, and even here with the Yale Applied Synthesis Program. They include consultant positions with McKinsey and with the Boston Consulting Group. Our master's graduates have already received a wide array of positions, including 5 of you who will go on to begin doctoral studies at great universities. Others of you will be in positions with employers and titles that include Strategy and Planning Leadership Developer with Ford, North America's Sustainability Manager with FMG Global, Diplomat and Global Affairs Expert in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs of Japan, Climate Science Fellow with Thomson Reuters, Business Developer with Nextra Energy, Forester with Great Mountain Forest, Analyst with Shanghai International Trust Fund, and many more. Some of you are adventuring for a year to learn more, and some are still searching for a job, and I have confidence that you will find it. In sum, we are collectively launching one of the world's most powerful forces of environmental leadership into career paths across the planet. Class of 2025, you amaze us. I am inspired by your intrepid resilience. Thank you for all that you have given to each other and all that you have given to our community. Thank you for giving us here at the school optimism about the world and our future. Thank you for challenging me to learn and grow. Stay close to each other, keep those friendships alive, stay close to the school. Come back often. Make a difference in the world and share your expertise and experience with those who follow in your footsteps here at the school. Congratulations to the class of 2025, all 147 of you. I'd now like to introduce our very special commencement speaker, someone incredibly appropriate to inspire our class as they head into a complicated world to become environmental leaders. We are honored to have with us today Environmental Defense Fund President Fred Krupp. Mr. Krupp has guided EDF for 3 decades, overseeing its growth from a small nonprofit with a budget of $3 million to one of the world's most influential environmental organizations with an annual budget of more than $300 million and 1,000 employees. EDF works across the globe, including in the United States, China, India, and Europe. Fred Krupp personifies environmental leadership and has shown through the decades a remarkable ability to make a huge difference in planetary sustainability by partnering with industry and holding industry accountable. In 2023, Krupp worked through global climate talks at COP28 to help secure commitments from 50 oil and gas companies representing 40% of global oil sales to reduce their methane pollution by 90% by 2030. As the leading voice on climate change, energy, and corporate sustainability, Krupp appeared on the TED stage in 2018 to announce plans to launch MethaneSat, a satellite that will measure and map planet-warming methane emissions from the oil and gas industry worldwide. Now orbiting the Earth, this satellite will help us usher in a new era of climate action and accountability for corporate and national commitments. He was also a key advocate for the overhaul of America's chemical safety laws in 2016 and the passage of historic climate investments in 2022. Fred Krupp has pioneered innovative approaches to harnessing the power of the marketplace to protect the environment and has led EDF's groundbreaking corporate partnerships, such as those with FedEx, KKR, McDonald's, and others. He helped GM develop its plan to sell only zero-emission vehicles by 2035. Most recently, Walmart announced that it achieved the goal it set in partnership with EDF to cut 1 billion metric tons of climate pollution, equivalent to Japan's annual climate emissions. Fred was educated at Yale, where he serves on the Board of Trustees, and at the University of Michigan Law School. He appears frequently in the media and was named one of America's best leaders by U.S. News & World Report. He is a recipient of the 2015 William K. Riley Environmental Leadership Award from the Center for Environmental Policy at American University. Please join me in welcoming Fred Krupp to the stage.
Good morning, and congratulations to the Yale School of the Environment class of 2025. And Dean Burke, the honor is mine. Thank you so much for your invitation. It's a beautiful day here at Yale, my alma mater, and my home of a few years back. Now, I don't want to date myself, but when I was here, the country was still reeling from Nixon and Watergate, and things felt, well, pretty chill comparatively. I can remember the mix of pride and panic in the air the day I graduated. When I sat where you are, I remember thinking 2 things in rapid succession. First, I can do this. I'm ready to go out and change the world. And second, can I do this? How can I change the world and pay my bills? The next question that occurred to me is, what am I supposed to do now? So that was the stuff going through my head when I was sitting where you are, and today you're stepping into a world that's vastly different. A world where climate progress is way too slow, and some are even leading us backward. Back when I was at Yale, the environmental concerns that kept me up at night were things like, is my roommate's hairspray destroying the ozone layer? And if I forget to rinse that peanut butter jar, will the recycling center still accept it? The things that keep you up at night, they're a bit more complicated. Even truth, let alone consensus, can feel hard to come by. So I won't give you false assurances. I want to be honest about what you're walking into. And most importantly, I've come here to welcome you to the army of people dedicated to the most gratifying work you will ever do, safeguarding life on Earth. This work takes grit and smarts and creativity. There will be wins and there will be setbacks, but you won't be facing them alone. So here's my point of view on how we can keep things moving forward. First, have the courage to see the world as it is, with all its nuances. Second, have the vision to shape the world as it could be by making brave bets. And third, have the determination to act every single day. Thank you, and happy graduation. No, wait, I'm kidding, there's more. You're graduating into a moment when the risks of our world are real and undeniable. Climate chaos is worsening while the rules that safeguard us from pollution are under attack. But here's the thing. Despair is understandable, but it's not acceptable for me or for you. Not if we want to make progress. So yes, see the world for what it is. Learn everything you can about its problems, contradictions, and pain points. Don't look away, look closer. That's the first act of courage. Now, early in my career, I felt like I had to take risks even before I felt ready. Well, I've never actually felt ready. But I want to go back even earlier, back to when I was sitting around a table in a classroom just down Prospect Street in the Becton Center. It was a seminar taught by an environmental engineer, a tall, lanky, gray-haired Texan who seemed very old to me. He was about the same age I am now. On that first day of class, about halfway through the 2-hour seminar, he paused, he looked at us, and he said, "The big problems do have solutions. They're solvable. But we lose them in all the noise. We're too busy shouting to hear the answers. So lower your voice, listen harder, and don't be afraid to change your mind. Lower your voice, listen harder, keep an open mind." I've never forgotten it, that truth about noise drowning out solutions. And that approach has guided me in nearly every meeting I've taken during my 40 years as president of the Environmental Defense Fund. We live in a world where nearly every environmental headline signals catastrophe. So there's something courageous about taking a beat, listening with intention, and building trust. Being willing to sit across the table from people you don't agree with, and listening to find a way forward anyway. If you can do that, see the world the way it really is, you can start to visualize the way it could be. And that's where the brave bets come in. Now, to illustrate this, I want to take you to India. If you haven't been, I hope you get the chance to go one day. What's unfolding there is truly extraordinary. Earlier this year, my colleagues and I saw how Indians' amazing economic growth is juxtaposed with thousands of years of history and tradition. We also had our lunch stolen by a rogue monkey. We met an incredible person named Koladeep. He's an architect by training, a professor by profession, and a thoughtful climate researcher by passion. Koladeep partnered with a major Indian developer to rethink building design for a warming world. He looked at what already worked: roof shading, a centuries-old technique to keep buildings cooler so they need less energy-hungry air conditioning. Koladeep worked to embed roof shading into modern design guidelines to build smarter for a hotter world. His work didn't make headlines, but it is making a difference. India isn't pretending the climate crisis isn't real, but it is asking how to grow its economy without repeating the mistakes of the industrialized world. And the answers are scalable and rooted in reality. That's what bold, informed bets look like. Okay, so here's another story about big bets. At EDF, we've been thinking a lot about methane, natural gas. And here's a fact that might surprise you. Well, maybe not you, the graduates, but maybe it'll surprise your uncle who's here thoughtfully attending your graduation. This year's methane emissions will warm the planet just as much over the next decade as this year's carbon dioxide from all the global burning of fossil fuels. Yes, we still need to slash CO2 emissions urgently. Some persist for more than a century. But cutting methane emissions is the fastest way to slow global warming in our lifetimes. For a long time, the methane problem was largely ignored. That is, until scientists at my organization realized this and asked, what if we could see it? What if we could make it visible and undeniable to everyone, everywhere? And that question led to a bold idea: build a satellite. They dreamt up an instrument capable of pinpointing methane emissions from every major source in every country that would share that data with everyone. And last year, a rocket hurled that satellite into space, beginning a new era of accountability on methane pollution. Designed by scientists, funded by philanthropy, and launched into space by an environmental group. We think MethaneSat will help cut oil and gas pollution 75% by 2030 and change the future for the better. 75%. Thank you. 75% globally. That's what it looks like to make a big bet. Added bonus, my kids have started to call me Rocket Man. Now, it's possible they're just making fun of me, but that's okay, I like it. So, yes, even now, especially now, real things are happening. But it's still hard to see the progress through all the noise. So even if you started here at Yale wide-eyed and optimistic, that feeling just might be slipping away. And if you're feeling disoriented, like maybe you were sold a vision of the future that doesn't exist, I get it. But what you've done, deciding to devote your education and possibly your life's work to the environment, is not evidence that you were wrong about the world. It's evidence that you're strong enough to confront all the world's challenges. You're not here by accident. You are here because you chose to show up. History, again and again, has been made by people like you who did just that. Maybe some of you remember in July of 2022, the headlines declared that the big climate bill being considered by Congress was done, dead. Not for us. When Senator Joe Manchin was condemned by just about everyone for saying that he could not vote for the bill, I had lunch with him. I listened to him, and I learned that there was still common ground to be found. And thanks to the relentless efforts of many people who chose to show up despite the hopeless headlines, we passed the most significant climate legislation in American history just a month later. And that meant that more than $1 trillion of private investment building clean energy now and in the decade ahead, all catalyzed by public investment in innovation, jobs, new factories, many of them in conservative areas of the country. It was the single biggest step this country has ever taken toward a more sustainable future, and we will fight to defend it. So that's how change happens, not all at once, but because some people like you refuse to believe that the story was over. So as you step out from this place into a world that will most certainly challenge you, frustrate you, move you, demand more from you than is fair, and occasionally stun you with its beauty, don't forget to see the world as it is, keep your eyes open and ask hard questions, even in the face of fear. To see the world as it could be willing to make brave bets, not perfect or guaranteed bets, but bold ones, and keep acting every day. Never resign yourself to defeat. Progress isn't a straight line, but it only bends toward justice when people keep showing up to push it. You've already proven that you're ready for this work by showing up every day here, by learning and by daring to hope for a better world. And that's something that no one, not even in this crazy circus we're living through, can take away from you. For me, working on these issues has been the joy of a lifetime, and I'm thrilled to welcome you to the sacred work of protecting life on Earth. Congratulations to each and every one of you.
Thank you so much, Fred, for those amazing words, really, truly inspiring. Now we'll get a little inspiration for a musical performance by our student group, the Logarithms. So I think the Logarithms might take a little while to make their way up here. Look at this team of staff doing this. Hup, hup. Oh, I'm back. Okay, good. Thank you for that wonderful performance and for keeping the logarithms alive. That's great. Next, I'd like to welcome the class speakers. These students were chosen by fellow classmates to represent the class. First, please welcome Fiacro Jimenez Ramirez.
Hi, everyone. Dear faculty, staff, and mentors, another class leaves your tutelage and thus so grateful of your support and your friendship. Dear families and friends traveling from all over the world, be welcome. My dear colleagues, my friends, and my enemies, AXA, I'm looking at you. Congratulations, we have made it to the end. On this 125th anniversary, I would like to remind you of the principles our school pursues: excellence, sustainability, community, engagement, and collaboration. Through classes, projects, and conversations, I have seen how each one of you pursues your vision of excellence and how, despite the many differences we have, we still build a community of openness and understanding. To get here, each one of you has made tremendous efforts to stay here. And for all of this, I celebrate you. And yet, is this enough? Two other principles lie at the heart of our school: leadership and responsibility. Because despite our individual struggles, us being here is an immense privilege, born of effort, yes, but also of incredible luck. Thus, on our back lies the heavy responsibility to lead the world to a better place. And here is where the good news ends. Lux et Veritas, Yale's motto: light and truth. Here is the truth. Today we graduate into a world of failure. We head into the worst job market for environmentalists, with sustainability assailed on every front. Beyond that, over the past year, the blooming streets we used to travel have been covered in messages of hate, and today we wake to a world where innocent people can be kidnapped in the streets. The issues go, of course, beyond a single country. We grew up confident in a dream where if we work hard, if we gave it our best and educated ourselves, we could live a life of fulfillment and make the world better. Yet today, as the geopolitical stability of the world rapidly deteriorates, as inequalities skyrocket, as entire species die en masse under our vigil, as an entire people are murdered, broadcast live, and as the ever-ticking clock of the climate crisis moves relentlessly forward, the truth must be said: that dream is dead. My loved friends, this is a failure not of our making, and yet there for us to overcome. Still, I fear not for you, because I know the quality of your hopes and the stature of your souls, because I have seen the burning drive that beats within you. So, as you take the next steps into this dark horizon, I ask you to do so boldly and unwavering, because if not us, who? Because if not now, when? Lux et Veritas, light and truth. I have told you a hard truth, so here is the light, sitting right in front of me. As you head home today, I ask you to reflect on the light that brought you here and made you a part of this struggle, that keeps you pushing forward. In these rivers and roads that are ahead of you, I ask you to rely on the unbreakable bonds you have cultivated in this school. And most important, don't back down. We need you. Thank you.
Fiacro, that was awesome. I can only imagine how effective you were negotiating for your country at COP last year. Next, please welcome Stephen Ring, Master of Environmental Management, class of 2025.
I'm still surprised to be here. At Admitted Students Day, I pinched myself. I, who'd spent most of my professional life digging holes on a trail crew, had landed at Yale. I came seeking to address challenges I'd seen in the field, NGOs disconnected from ground realities, and corporate greenwashing masquerading as change. This opportunity meant everything to me, and it still does. So let me be direct. This is an environmental school in an era we are catastrophically failing to meet the environmental crisis of our time. We pumped more greenhouse gases into the atmosphere last year than ever before. The urgency can't be overstated, and the stakes are terribly high. But something here cuts through the existential dread. Genuine human warmth. From Kevin Doyle's steadfast encouragement to faculty willing to entertain questions like, how do we navigate multiple epistemological truths? At YSC, I found genuine knowledge, commitment, and openness. And learn? Hell yeah, I did. I learned about partnerships between conservation groups and affordable housing, about tree crown shyness, about powerful GIS tools. We learned how to search for unlikely allies, how to ask better questions about power, and just how critical relationships are to every part of this work. And the school supported us in pursuing dreams. We attended conferences in Brazil and in Azerbaijan. We hosted incredible leaders like Jessica Schumacher and Reverend William Barber II. We rafted whitewater in Vermont, blue glass in New Haven, and practiced prescribed burns at Yale Myers Forest. I'm so grateful for these new skills, and I'm eager to use them to do value-driven work. But I said I'll be direct. We need to use these hard-won skills to examine our education here too. Yale and institutions like it still support and platform people and ideologies responsible for deplorable injustices. And today, people who are autocratic, anti-science, and anti-human rights hold immense power, and too often, our response is a repackaging of market-based solutions and techno-optimistic fixes that sidestep the structural changes we so desperately need. A more efficient supply chain, sure, but what's better for the environment? Consuming less at every level, but society continues to accelerate toward the cliff, and we're often debating how to best tap the brakes. I say this because I believe we can be so much more. And despite my efforts to stay cynical, my time at YSC has been profoundly meaningful. The thing that meant the most, it's you. It's this incredible community. Students who represented fire and water for lawn games last fall, who shared vulnerable moments at Sage Stories under twinkly lights, a forestry club that laudably brings a climate magician to our spring gala, countless walks in East Rock Park, and more potlucks every week than there are days of the week. You've been so generous with your diverse perspectives. You've stayed curious since day one. So yeah, the environmental situation we face is dire. The institutions we've trusted often perpetuate the very problems they claim to solve. An instructor told me this spring that optimism is blind faith that things will get better. What about hope? Hope is a clear-eyed look at what's possible. I am not optimistic, but I am hopeful. Not because there's a clear path forward, but because of who I am looking at right now. This is the team. These are the people. If anyone has the courage and skills to challenge broken systems and meet these crises, it's us. No one's coming to bail us out. We must do it, even when it means questioning the institutions that shaped us and that so many of us have benefited so much from. The relationships we've forged here are not just nice memories. They're critical tools in a continued fight for justice, for environmental health, and for creating a world that refuses to see those things as separate. The trail ahead, it's long and it's steep, but it's ours, and we'll walk it together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Next, please welcome Nicole Israel Meyer and Nathaniel Warzowski, both Masters of Environmental Management.
Good afternoon, friends, family, faculty, and staff. Welcome to our ecosystem protectors,
Our climate policy architects,
renewable energy project financiers,
sustainability entrepreneurs,
and environmental justice warriors of the class of 2025.
So, when we sat down to write this speech, we naturally had to call upon some YSE wisdom. We sat at the table in Marsh Hall, and the lights dimmed, and we joined our hands over a sustainably sourced Ouija board.
As the triangular planchette began to move, the spirits of Sageboy and Kroongirl appeared before us, standing over an everlasting tapestry. They began to explain.
Before YSE, we were individuals formed by our unique and sometimes overlapping paths. We had folks who had come straight out of undergrad,
Folks who had years of professional experience,
some who had never been to the US before.
others who had never left the US,
There were thinkers,
and practitioners,
there were optimists,
and cynics.
Yet, despite the individual threads of life, we all felt called in some way or another and ended up here at YSE together.
Many of us gathered here in August many moons ago to embark on our YSE journey, beginning the forging of a strong community.
When the semester started, we each explored our own paths, from early morning perspective courses to research-intensive classes.
From carefully chosen specialization courses to exciting internships at home and abroad.
From SIG and LC events to day trip skiing and visiting offshore wind farms.
From TGIFs to unforgettable nights at YSE's legacy houses.
And each of us culminating with the completion of our capstones, research projects, or dissertations.
Now, that's not to say it was all easy. We all faced late nights or very early mornings, cleaning and modeling data, solving complex problem sets, writing thoughtful and deep essays,
And as many have mentioned, we also faced
and continue to face
previously inconceivable threats to human well-being and livelihood. Wars and suffering are tearing apart whole regions around the world.
democracy cannot be taken for granted, and key mechanisms of international cooperation and action are being threatened and in some cases completely dismantled.
The legitimacy of science and higher education, the essence of our work, are being called into question.
But we rallied. We literally rallied here in the New Haven Green and across campus. We were there for each other in moments of emotional strife with a shoulder to cry on
Words of encouragement.
or a bowl of hot soup.
We gathered together in these halls to engage with each other, to learn with and from each other, and to try to grapple with the immensity of these events.
We came into YSE as individual threads, and though we each followed our own unique path, we became bound together in community through the good and the bad, united in a shared mission. In the face of adversity, we will continue to fight together.
This is what Sage Boy and Kroongirl were showing us in their vision. We are the threads, and YSE is the loom that through the power of community weaves this incredible tapestry built on wisdom, resilience, and dedication.
And that is why today is so significant. Today is the day that we join the ever-growing tapestry of YSE alums tackling some of the greatest challenges facing the world, and we will continue to pave the path for those who will come after us.
But remember, the burden is not on you by yourself to make the world we wish to see. We are in this together. The tapestry will and must continue to grow as it has for generations.
And with those last few words, Sageboy and Kroongirl disappeared into the night, leaving behind gifts that we will now bequeath to you.
Thread, representing your uniqueness and the strengths you will contribute.
A loom reminding us that we are stronger together and never have to face our world's challenges alone.
And some glitter, to remember to always enjoy the small moments and to take some breaks along the way.
Congratulations, class of 2025.
Thank you, Nicole and Nathaniel. That was terrific. And thank you to all the class speakers. We'll now have a chance to award and celebrate those at the school who've made a lasting impact on our students and their time at YSC. We'll be awarding the Strawn Donnelly Award, the Award for Excellence as a Teaching Fellow, the Learning Community Leadership Award, the Mo-Chin Liao Award, Faculty and Staff Awards, and the Jabal Community Builder Award. If you're recognized today, please stand so we can applaud your accomplishments, and your awards will be available at the conclusion of the ceremony at the awards table. I'd now like to turn it over to Professor Michael Dove to present the winner of the Strawn Donnelly Award. Michael?
Thank you, Indy. As my students know, I'm pre-digital. No teleprompter for me. So I'm pleased to announce the winner of this year's Strawn Donnelly Award, Dominic Juling. Dominic came to Yale with an interest in exploring the impact of environmental perturbation on civil conflict. He selected as a case study Varanasi in northern India, where he spent last summer doing research on his topic. Studies of climate change and conflict are notorious for contradicting one another, often because they focus on a single variable at a single point in time. Varanasi is an ancient city, and as Dominic pursued his research there, he became drawn into its history and into a much more complex understanding of this topic. He delved into centuries of archives to produce a time series of maps showing the evolution of human settlement, ethnicity, forest cover, water bodies, and environmental risk over the past several centuries. By overlapping these maps, Dominic was able to show how environmentally favorable locations in Varanasi move over time based on religion and the character of the government. As a result, Dominic was able to develop a much more nuanced view of climate change conflict, one based not on socioeconomic differences of the moment, but on centuries of interplay between social, geographic, and environmental factors. The product of his research is a sweeping 221-page monograph for which Dominic, with his usual perspicacity, and notwithstanding my advice that you can never publish an MESC thesis in its entirety, has already lined up a publisher. So with a final well done to Dominic, I would now like to pass the podium to Matthias Schuldwachter, our Assistant Dean of Academic Affairs.
Thank you, Michael. Good afternoon, everyone. Today it is my honor to present 2 awards to YSC students. The first is the YSC Award for Excellence as a Teaching Fellow. This long-standing award was established to recognize the outstanding contributions of YSC Teaching Fellows during the past academic year. This year's 2 recipients are Nate Warshowski. And Mariam Gedanize. Nominations for Nate spoke about not one, not two, but three separate experiences where Nate was an outstanding teaching fellow this year. Negotiating international agreements, taught by Sue Biniaz, international organizations and conferences, taught by Peter Boyd, and the Self to System mod, also led by Peter Boyd. Described as knowledgeable, generous, and deeply committed to student learning, Nate brought clarity, professionalism, and heart to the role. His passion for international climate policy was infectious, inspiring peers and elevating every class he touched. Thank you for your dedication, Nate, and congratulations. Mariam was an outstanding teaching fellow for Nature as Capital with Eli Fenichel. Nominations praised her dedication to student success, from extra office hours and clear feedback to making complex material accessible. She consistently checked in with students, guided them through challenging problem sets, and did it all with kindness, patience, and a deep commitment to learning. Thank you for your hard work, Mariam, and congratulations. The second award is the Learning Community Leadership Award. This award honors the dedication and contributions of graduating YSC students who use their time and energy to advance the mission of YSC's learning communities by extending education, training, and community building beyond the classroom. This year's two recipients are Ananya Rao with People, Equity, and the Environment, and Ethan Seipel with Climate Change Science and Solutions. Ananya was a standout leader whose creativity and dedication shaped some of the year's most thoughtful and well-executed programming for her learning community. She launched a popular internship series, led impactful field trips, and organized events ranging from book clubs to global speaker sessions, all by championing diverse perspectives, especially from the Global South. Described as kind, steady, and deeply supportive, Ananya made a lasting impact. So thank you, Ananya, for your many contributions, and congratulations. Ethan was an exceptional leader, proactive, passionate, and endlessly positive. He welcomed new students with warmth, helped build an inclusive community, and brought energy and care to every event he led. His thoughtful planning made the climate learning community's programming both seamless and meaningful, while his contributions strengthened connections across YSC. Whether mentoring peers or simply offering support, Ethan led with heart and intention. Thank you, Ethan, for being an excellent leader who made YSC a better place. And I would now like to invite our next award presenters, Professors Yuan Yao and Marian Chertow.
Thank you, Messias. We will present the Mo-Chen Liao Award that was established to remember and honor Mo-Chen, a PhD student at the Yale Center for Industry Ecology. He passed away at the age of 24 in 2021. He came from China and worked with me on the life cycle assessment of biomass-based materials for 3 years. Now I invite Professor Marian Chertow, the director of the Center for Industry Ecology, to announce the winner of the Mo-Chen Liao Award this year.
Well, I am delighted to announce this year's winning team. The students are Margot Dietrich, Bowen Pai, Noah Silvestri, Iris Young, and Dennis Markey. The team used life cycle assessment to understand the environmental impacts of cross-laminated timber used in mid-rise residential and commercial buildings. Their project findings exemplify Mochen's legacy: innovative modeling research that creates new insights into the environmental implications of his industrial activity and new technology. Congratulations, Margot, Powen, Noah, Iris, and Dennis. Now I invite representatives of the Student Awards Committee to present the student-nominated Faculty and Staff Awards.
Hello, my name is Olivia.
My name is Odi. Guiding students of diverse academic backgrounds on foundational concepts on forestry with clarity, patience, and a genuine commitment to learning is a skill. The Faculty Award for Teaching Excellence is proudly presented to Dr. Marlies Duguid in recognition of her exceptional ability to do just that.
Next is the Faculty Award for Outstanding Mentor. Most of us know that YSE can be an overwhelming place, but mentorship and guidance makes it manageable. It makes a world of difference to find someone who is generous with their time and wisdom and who is eager to help students find fulfilling opportunities at YSE and beyond. It is my pleasure to present the Faculty Award for Outstanding Mentor to someone who's not here today because she is guiding students in Rwanda, but to Dr. Amy Vetter, whose practical, compassionate support has benefited so many of us. Now we'll move on to the staff awards. First, for Outstanding Mentor. Mentors beyond classrooms and in professional spaces are just as important for students and play an equally significant role. In the short time that she has been working with the urban and climate programs here at YSE, Aisha Woods has already carved a meaningful presence as a mentor, friend, and advocate. We are proud to present her with the Staff Award for Outstanding Mentor.
And finally, for Community Cultivator. Community events, as we all know, are the cornerstone of YSC, and no one is more deserving of the Staff Award for Community Cultivator than Laurie Lombardo. As Associate Director of Events, and Special Projects, Laurie is always the driving force behind the scenes, coordinating, supporting, and uplifting others with unwavering warmth, enthusiasm, and care that makes every event feel personal and memorable. And now we invite the 1YC committee to present the Jabal Community Builder Award.
Hello, everyone. This student is a community builder who has dedicated so much of his time at YSE to helping others. He really puts in the effort to connect with students across the university, and we love his welcoming nature. As a lead of OREC, he has focused on sharing his love for nature in outdoor recreation by taking others to enjoy the outdoors and learn. As a leader of the SCR student chapter, he actively shares his experience with others and is eager to learn and facilitate learning. And as a TF, he is always happy to support the students and notably enjoys being there for others. He's one of those people who will always say hi when you pass him in the hallway, welcome conversation, and truly wants to build community with everyone at YSE. He immediately came to mind as a member of YSE who exemplifies respect, empathy, and fun. From leading multiple SIGs to enthusiastically supporting friends across disciplines, this student has done an amazing job at connecting people and building others up. For these reasons and many more, on behalf of YSE, I would like to award Stephen Ring with the Jabal Community Builder. Congratulations, Stephen.
Thank you so much, everyone, and congratulations to all the award winners. We're now getting to the point you've all been waiting for, celebrating each of our graduates individually and inviting them up on the stage. I'd now like to invite Professors Mark Ashton, Michelle Bell, Brad Gentry, Ken Gillingham, Narsima Rao, Karen Sito, and Dorcita Taylor to stand and confer degrees. We're grateful to have the space to come together on campus to recognize each of you individually. Once all names have been called, we will lead you through an alumni pinning ceremony, officially welcoming you as an alumnus of the school. I will begin by calling our master's graduates. You may follow along using the program. Graduates, please remain seated until an usher asks you to approach the stage. I begin by calling graduates receiving the degree of Masters of Environmental Management. Are you ready? Jabiek Abildayeva. Harshit Agrawal. George Ogi Anibunem. Benedicta Frimpoha Eseyadu. Claire Ald Brokish. Whoops. Mackenzie Blaine. Olivia Ray Brinks. Lucia Castellares Teo. Mandakini Chandra. Ethan Seipel. Christian Dadzi. Zaya Delger Jargle. Sophie Di Tommaso. Ali Duma. Natalia Espinosa Caballero. Grace Murphy Ferguson. Caitlin Finnegan. Jorge Andres Porraro Fajardo. James Freeman. Urja Gopinath Bhupen Gada.
Nikita Desh Garde. Ire May Tingzon Gavon. Serena Rose G. Catherine Garka. Kajol Gupta. Chinmaya H.M. Joshua Hernandez. Alyssa Lorraine Huntington. John Imperato. Nicole Israel Mayer. Mahika Iyer. Shub Jain. Iris Jiang. Fiacro Jimenez Ramirez. Kemi Kakonge Riondo. Joshua Redford Kessling. Brittany Izumi Key. Emily Lynn. Shanran Liu. Alyssa Lux. Aiden Brock Lyde. Danielle Marangoni Simonson. Dennis Marti.
Marianne or Mimi Martinez Oquison. Marshall McCall. Barkana La'aola McDowell. Courtney Elizabeth Megarian. Aksa Mengal. Ty Michaels. Miranda Miller. Nasra Amin Mohammed. Daniel Morgan. Farzana Mubashira. Jimmy Nagundi Musili. Nanako Nagai. Alexandra Rose Nagel. Erin Alyssa Noel. Onolonose Hana Okose. Laura Polanco Valdez. Masuma Rahmati. Rinchui Raman. Victoria Ramirez. Julie Raventos Knorr. Alyssa Rayner. Olivia Rhodes.
Colby Richardson. Stephen M. Ring. Remington Snyder. Elizabeth Schreiber. Caroline Devant Scaglione. Ambika Sibyl Grandes. Shrishti Singh. Truett Sparkman. Felipe Storch de Oliveira. Hadley Bell Talixon. Zachary Thomas Taylor. Abigail Abihar Adekumbi Thomas. Sorry, I missed one. Estefania Sibyl Grandes. Ingrid Caroline Thayer. Isabella Valencia. Josiane Valette. Sunkai Wang. Nate Warshawski. Tatiana Valeria Watson. Alex Randasa. Sorry, Alex Wells. Dula Randasa Moretti. And Ali Weigel.
All right, I now call on the graduates receiving a Master's of Environmental Science degree. Rowan Baker. Mario Cayer Castro. Rennie Chung. Andre Morin Eames. Sky Elizabeth Hellenkamp. Marsh Lavka. Tara Hoda. Dominic Euling. Andre Kakur. Inar Lefrink. Arjun Malhotra. Kai Miller. Sofia Gabriela Montalva Yanes. Carolyn Moran. Shayna Moss. Esther Donald Makisambe. Jeremy Postilnik. Ananya Carol Rao. Shannon Christine Reagan. Athena Sofadis. Zhao Botao.
Just a quick note of clarification. I missed two names, and I'm just going to say them again. The first is Ambika Shalvi, and the second is Estefania Sibil Grandes. Sorry.
Okay, I now call on the graduates receiving the Master of Forestry degree. Cindy Cifuentes. Jackson Cooper. Aaron Donato. Landry Guillen. Jamila Jaxelieva. Babuka Juf. Owen Klein. Nathan Randolph McMullen. Kate Hunter Reagan Loomis. Leah Nicole Snavely. Tashi. I now call on the graduates receiving the Master of Forest Science degree. Jack Edward Hutajic. Odatha W. Kotagama. Julianne Marie Latinsky. Dane L. McKittrick. Sophia Charlotte Roberts. Sam Tower.
I now call upon graduates receiving a Master of Environmental Management and a Master of Arts in Religion degree. Isaac Carew. Katie Davis. I now call upon graduates receiving a Master of Forestry and a Master of Arts in Religion degree. Hannah Christine Vase. I now call upon graduates receiving a Master of Environmental Management and a Master of Architecture degree. Noah Silvestri. I now call upon graduates receiving a Master of Environmental Management and Master of Science and Engineering degree. Margaret Dietrich. I now call upon graduates receiving a Master of Environmental Science and a Master of Divinity degree. Kay Elaine Kazenheiser. I now call upon graduates receiving a Master of Environmental Management and a Master of Business Administration degree. Grace Eliza Jones Arano. Jacob Lyon. Nick Page. Demetria Spathakis. Katja Wendt. I now call upon graduates receiving a Master of Forestry and Master of Business Administration degree. William James Nathaniel Gardner. I now call upon graduates receiving a Master of Environmental Management and a Juris Doctor from the Pace Elizabeth Haub School of Law. Renee Axelrod. Rita Kathleen Flanagan. Daniel Krupa. I now call upon graduates receiving a Master of Environmental Science and a Juris Doctor from Vermont Law School. Sophia Jaffe Hampton. I now call upon graduates receiving a Master of Environmental Management and a Master of Science in Environmental Engineering degree with Tsinghua University. Guan Huang. Lo Mi Ke. Yi-Chun Zheng. Congratulations, all you master's graduates.
I am honored to call upon our PhD graduating class of 2025. After I call upon each of you, your advisor will complete the hooding, and then you can exit the stage. I will begin by calling upon Yara Alshwerik. Advisor, Professor David Skelly, Exploring Evolutionary History and Climate Adaptation in a Freeze-Tolerant Vertebrate. Yara's wonderful dissertation tells the story of one of the most wide-ranging, non-flying animals and the only amphibian that lives in the Arctic. She has shown that the wood frog rapidly spread throughout North America as the glaciers receded, how it is able to endure extreme temperatures, and what climate change may hold in store for animals that can't regulate their body temperature. Along the way, she has been a geneticist, a physiologist, an ecologist, and an evolutionary biologist. She is never daunted and has been an inspiration to everyone around her. Yara will soon take up a postdoctoral fellowship at the American Museum of Natural History's Center for Biodiversity and Conservation. Samara Brock, advisors Professor Gerald Torres and Professor Lisa Messeri. Following the Future of Food, expert enactments of the global food system. Samara Brock's research on efforts to transform the global food system unfolded as a multi-year international ethnography and collaboration, with Samara playing the dual role of observer and active participant in high-level dialogues at 3 United Nations climate conferences, the United Nations Food System Summit, and as a contributor to reports by organizations such as the Global Alliance for the Future of Food. While at YSC, Samara authored and co-authored 16 peer-reviewed articles and book chapters, most recently as a lead author for Nature Food. Her exceptional track record in securing research grants resulted in a multi-year support from the USDA, the Social Sciences and Humanities Research Council of Canada, a prestigious fellowship from the Pierre Elliott Trudeau Foundation, as well as the successful funding of her postdoctoral appointment currently underway at UC Santa Cruz. Scott Carpenter, advisor, Professor William Lauenroth. The Pulse and Press of Change, Consequences of Extreme Events and Shifting Climate Averages in Big Sagebrush Plant Communities. Scott Carpenter's research explored how climate change and grazing shape dryland plant communities, focusing on forage availability for livestock and wildlife in the western United States. He partnered with the U.S. Geological Survey and the Bureau of Land Management to synthesize our understanding of climate impacts in the sagebrush region into actionable information for land managers. At Yale, he co-founded UCross's Western Connections, chaired the Biomes Seminar Series, and contributed to the Peabody Museum's public engagement. After graduation, Scott will join the Boston Consulting Group as a consultant. Lav Kanoi, combined PhD in anthropology. Advisors K. Siva Ramakrishnan and Professor Michael Dove. Urban waterways, the changing waterscape of India's thirsty capital city. Love wrote a thesis based on interdisciplinary research studying urban water supply, conservation, and the regeneration of water bodies in New Delhi, India. The thesis covers topics like rainwater harvesting, restoration of historic water infrastructure, water distribution as both philanthropic or social service projects and as a commodity sold at places like water ATMs. His PhD research was supported by a grant from the Werner Gren Foundation for Anthropological Research. Lav is now working as a postdoctoral associate in the Institute for Sacred Music at Yale University. Simon Lang, Advisor Professor Ken Gillingham. Distributional Considerations in Climate Economics. Simon Lang's dissertation research tackles incredibly policy-relevant questions on the intersection of climate policy and equity. He develops new mathematical frameworks for understanding the welfare weights inherent in any study of optimal climate policy and uses a model calibrated to real-world data to demonstrate how accounting for inequality increases the optimal climate policy stringency and how international foreign aid can influence optimal climate policy. We are excited for Simon in his next endeavors as a postdoctoral scholar at ETH Zurich. Alexander Polusa, Advisor Mark Bradford. The role of local factors in shaping microbial communities and biogeochemical functions across scales. Dr. Polusa's research dissertation wrestled with a question that has been frustrating microbial and ecosystem ecologists for the last 2 decades: how to link microbial community composition to its function, particularly in the context of changing spatial and temporal environments. Dr. Polusa's research revealed strong local and regional scale spatial dependencies and how communities affect function, and that simple representations of these communities and mathematical models have partial support from measurement. Dr. Polusa started this year as a research project scientist with the Yale Applied Synthesis Program, where he focuses on developing methods for the empirical assessment of agricultural practice transitions. Natalie Rose Summer, Advisor Professor Oz Schmitz. From individuals to ecosystems, the role of intraspecific variation and phenotypic plasticity in ecosystem function. Natalie conducted research that examined the adaptability of species populations to stress from climate change and the attendant consequences for whole ecosystem functioning. Findings from her myriad experiments replicated across 8 sites spread across New England's region's climate gradient challenges the conventional wisdom that ecosystem functioning may be doomed because species are unable to adapt quickly enough to human-caused changes. The work not only explains when and how species populations cope with change, but also provides a new sense of hope by showing that nature can be resilient because it has endowed species with a remarkable capacity to adapt to change. Natalie will be joining McKinsey Consulting as an associate dealing with corporate and environmental sustainability projects. Akshay Surendra. Advisor, Liza Komita, combined PhD program with the New York Botanical Garden Coleman Fellow. Mycorrhizal type mediates plant soil feedback and density dependence in a Sri Lankan rainforest. For his dissertation research, Akshay tackled the long-standing paradox of high tree species diversity in Southeast Asian rainforests. Working in Sri Lanka, he focused on the role of tree species association with mycorrhizal fungi and how these associations could promote or hinder tree species coexistence. Despite many logistical hurdles during and after the pandemic, Akshay managed to pull off an ambitious project that combined experiments in both the shade house and forest, and the results of which are relevant not only to fundamental ecology, but also to the management and restoration of tropical forests. Kier Zhang, Advisor, Professor Shu-Wei Li. A global analysis of urban effects on thermal environment. Kier's work focuses on climate in the global cityscape. Her research challenges the common belief that city air is drier than air in the natural landscape, and this dryness should reduce heat stress on urban residents. She is one of the few young scientists who are proficient in both modern programming languages and the ancient language of Fortran, the language of choice for climate modeling. Kier has published her work in the journal Nature. She is now a postdoctoral fellow at Princeton University. Please join me in congratulating the doctoral class of 2025.
Where's Terry? I am ready to introduce to you a fantastic alum, Terry Baker, who will talk to you and help you become members of the Alumni Association. So Terry, please come on up.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. I know you're all hungry, so let's get this going, all right? So, I am Terry Baker. I'm an MF07. Excited to be here, and I would like to say just really quickly, having sat in the seats that you're sitting in right now, I stand before you as an alum who has still the passion and the excitement for the field that we all look to work in, with a few more bruises, and a few more unknowns, some thicker skin, but still excited about the work. I don't know about all of you, but the wind today has done a number on my hair, but we are here to make a difference. I like the waves of getting that joke. That was beautiful. But as I'm here to talk about being an alum, the piece that I do want to share with all of you is just to not let your passion get in the way of your purpose. We have very challenging circumstances that we are currently facing, that we will face. And as was mentioned today earlier, the need to be able to engage with folks that we may not agree with everything on. And that's a really critical piece. I've had many of those moments in my career, and it has made me a better person, and it has created amazing solutions. And so as we stand here, well, as you sit here, as I stand here in front of you, know that you have a lot to achieve. And it will not necessarily be easy, but the opportunities will be plentiful. They will not stand in the way of the many challenges that you have. you have so many opportunities to be successful despite what we face today. With that, I get to have my moment, for those of you who know in the crowd, of being like Oprah. You don't get many opportunities to be like Oprah, so I will take much joy in this opportunity. So if you will reach into your bags, you will find a little surprise that will represent how we stay connected as a group of alumni. There's a little blue envelope, and in the envelope there is something very special. As you rummage through your envelopes, and as you go forward from today, you will be an alumni of this great program in school. As alumni, I'll be the first to invite you to your first alumni reunion, which will be this October in this great place. I will put in a shameless plug that it'll be on the tail end of the SAF 125th anniversary that we share this anniversary with the school. So again, 125 years is nothing to shake your head at. So, now that you've pulled out your pens, this pen, the shield of our school, with its oak leaves and acorns, representing wisdom and the future, the sun representing the school's broad environmental expertise, and the ermine and cross representing our connection to Yale, is a sign of your alumnihood. We are all interaligned. We are an interaligned community. So as a sign of the friendship, connection, and passion that we all share, please turn to your neighbor. Remove the backing, and carefully, there was some talk of enemies before, hopefully you're not sitting next to each other. Affix the pin to your neighbor on their lapel on the same side as their heart. All right. So as we make it to the end of those pinnings, hopefully no blood has been drawn. I will leave you with something really important about being an alumni of the school. Being connected to not only the people who sit around you today, but those who have come before you and those who will come after you. I'll personally say it is an honor to have many of my close friends from this school be a part of my own wedding. And an even greater honor for me to be the one who walks some mothers and grandmothers down the aisle for friends' weddings. Our work extends beyond not just what we do for our environment, but also what we do for each other. So congratulations, you are now alumni. And I'll leave you with this. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Congratulations.
Thank you, Terry. Terry has been an exemplar alumnus who gave me advice from the moment I got here before he was on the Alumni Association board and continues to do so as the president of our Alumni Association board. So thank you, Terry. Graduates, we're so proud of you and we're excited to see the ways that you will change the world and help to ensure a more sustainable future. Please, let's now thank the staff who made this wonderful day possible. Don't forget, graduates, to sign the book that has been a part of our school since the very first commencement. It's available on the plaza outside Steep Cafe. And don't forget to pick up your diploma before departing. I invite you all to celebrate together with a light reception. This concludes our ceremony. Let us first allow our alumni, not graduates, but now alumni, to process out of the tent, and then we can all follow. So.